Alright, y'all. Welcome back to the Tao of Investing. My name is Daniel, and we've got some news out of Switzerland, of all places. And it's rough. I mean, there's a lot. The market's being hit harder than ever before. You know, if you don't see this as what it is, I got some oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you. Financial shares fall as Credit Suisse becomes the latest crisis for the sector. The shares of the Swiss bank slid after its biggest backer said it won't provide further financial support. The move appeared to be hitting large and regional U.S. banks as well, while Credit Suisse struggles appear non-related to the mid-tier U.S. banks. The combination of the two issues could spark a broader re-examination of the banking system among investors. Yeah. Y'all, again, I'm going to have to do a deep dive into this, but, or a deeper, more expansive, video. But, y'all, the banking system, the central banking system overall, it's a farce. It doesn't generate anything. It doesn't produce anything. It doesn't even help anything. We've been sold a lie in put your money in the bank. Because they want to control your money. I mean, most countries are fiat currency. They're not backed by anything other than what the country says. It's no better than a casino chip in Vegas. Once you leave the casino, that's not legal tender. They ain't got nothing for you. Bank stocks were under pressure on Wednesday as the sharp drop of Credit Suisse rattled a segment of the market that was already reeling from two bank failures in the past week. Shares of the Swiss lender fell 15 after the chairman of its biggest I didn't know who their backer was, but damn. The chairman of its biggest backer, the Saudi National Bank, said it would not provide further financial support, even though it sees Credit Suisse as a strong bank and is happy with its turnaround plan. Yeah, the Saudis, I'm telling y'all right now, the Saudis are looking at this from a business standpoint. They're looking at each country that they want to do business with. Each country. Can that make us generational wealth? Banks set up to do nothing are failing. Banks set up to be political Ponzi schemes are failing. And the Saudis don't want to be left holding the bag, so they're like, hey, I'm washing my hands of this. I don't want nothing to do with it. Y'all are on your own. If a bank has to have a backer, is it really a bank? That's the question. A Credit Suisse announced Tuesday that it found, quote, material weaknesses in its financial reporting process for prior years. Other European banks also slid, including an 8% drop from the Deutsche Bank. The move appeared to be hitting large U.S. banks as well. Shell's shares in Wells Fargo fell more than 4%, as did Citibank, J.P. Morgan, and Goldman Sachs. All of them donated to BLM. All of them donated to Democrats. At the American banks. I can't say about the international ones. Some regional banks saw even bigger declines. Shares of First Republic dropped 17%, which was downgraded by the S&P Global Rating. PacWest Bancorp slid 14%. Western Alliance saw steeper losses. A Credit Suisse struggles come on the heels of the collapse of the Silicon Valley Bank and Signature banks in the U.S. These failures caused steep sell-offs in regional bank stocks on Monday. And guess where those regional banks are? California. The same state that wants to give out $9 million in reparations for something that never happened in its state. Just, sweet lovin'. While Credit Suisse woes appear unrelated, they're not unrelated. Each American bank deals with a Central American bank. Those Central American banks are tied to the euro-dollar rate. I'm telling y'all, it's all connected like a spider web. You can't pull on one thread without affecting the rest of them. The combination of the two issues could spark a broader re-examination, according to Peter Brockvar of Bleakley Financial Group. What this is telling us is there's the potential for just a large credit extension contraction. That makes no sense. That banks are going to embark on to focus more on firming up balance sheets rather than focus on lending. Up until this point, it's so funny. Up until this point, if you watched financial news on MSNBC, NBC, CBS, CNN, Fox, all these disc jockey, wham bam, financial people were saying, oh yeah, things are great, they're bouncing back, Biden's fantastic. Couldn't be better. Life is good. They're the people who are now like, how did this happen? Are you kidding? Like, I'm not a financial guru by any stretch of the imagination, but even I can see patterns. Study what happened before the Great Depression. There are 3 things that happened before the Great Depression that caused it. Both here in the United States and overseas. Vast political divide, the printing of large amounts of money, inflation through the roof, and unbacked loans. I mean, not last year. You had banks saying, hey, we're going to specifically approve the POCs so that they can get house loans, even though most of them can't afford those loans. You're setting these people up for failure. Well, if you ever watch, The Big Short, it explains what happens when banks have a bunch of loans that have been defaulted on. They repackage them as something else, even though they're still defaulted loans. And then they sell them as something else and sell them as something else. What happens when finally somebody says, hey, I don't want to buy that? What happens when you're the one with all that debt? Well, you go under. Well, let me know what y'all think about all this in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. My name is Daniel. This is the Tao of Investing. And y'all, this is only going to get worse before it gets better.